Hi, good Erev Shabbos. I'd like to continue in this week's Parsha with talking about how we interact with Olam Hazeh, how we interact with this world and the things in it. We discussed the idea of brachos and making brachos. So I want to start with a quote here from the sefer Devorah. The Devorah, as we know, is a sefer written by Rav Moshe Cordevero, and going through the midos of Hashem and teaching us how we are meant to emulate Hashem, the halachta b'drachav, to be like God, and emulate Him. So in Perek Sheni, in the second Perek, after he goes through the very famous 13 midos harachamim, the Yud midos in the first Perek, the second Perek continues and focuses on specifically the midah of anava, the midah of humility. And in that discussion, Rav Moshe Cordevero says the following: "Va'od matzasi mashke tov ma'od." I found something very good to help a person work on their midos in this way. And he says like this: Hu lechabed hanivroyim kulam. A person should respect all creations, meaning not just other people. Acher shiyaker behem mailas habori yasher yotzer ha'adam b'chachma v'chein kol hanivroyim chachmas hayotzer bahem. Right? We say kulam b'chachma sisa. Right? The whole world, everything was created with chachma. So anything that we see here in the world is imbued with the tremendous chachmas Hashem, the chachma of Hashem, and therefore it's something to be taken seriously. And to recognize and realize that anything we see, everything that exists here in the physical world is chashuv, is very, very chashuv and important to Hashem. Yeah, that Hashem Himself paid attention to this item, to this thing, and created it. Right? It's like if you say, oh, what an ugly dog, what a something that's messed up in nature, something that's bad. So it's like, the Hashem is their creator. He's like the craftsman, and we are degrading, his creation. Right? If you would have an artist who made something, and people would denigrate it, so the person would be very, very upset. Right? So so to Hashem, He doesn't want us to treat with disdain, to treat with with negativity anything. That's very interesting. He quotes the pasuk, "Ma rabu ma'asech Hashem." How? So usually it's translated like how many or how great are your deeds, Hashem. Lo amar godlu. It doesn't say how big they are. Ela rabu lashon rav beso chashuvim. Ma rabu ma'asech Hashem means how chashuv, how important are all of your things. Kulam b'chachma sisa, that all of them were made with chachma. Okay, so that's that he says a person should not look down at anything. Any creation or anything that we have in this world, not just ben adam l'chavero, not just when it comes to dealing with other people, but we have to be respectful of and show deference even to animals and even to things that are not alive, even to plants and things like that. And you find this in this week's Parsha, and that's what I wanted to read you a piece from Moshe David Vali, Parshat Shoftim this week. We have here in the Parsha the Isser of Bal Tashchis, the Isser D'Oraisa, to destroy a fruit tree, which we learn from there the idea in general that we are not allowed to destroy things for no reason, right? We're not allowed to just break things and ruin things and cut down trees that for no reason. Things are here for a purpose. So Rav Moshe David Vali explains it. So the pasuk says, it talks about it in the context of a siege on a city. Ki tatzur el ir yamim rabim lilochem aleh tafsa. When you're going to be laying siege to a city, lo sashchis es eitz lindoach alav garzen. Don't chop down the fruit trees. Ki mimenu tochal va'osa lo tichros, because you're eating from it. So don't chop it down. Right. So the pasuk seems to indicate that there's like an inyan of hakaras hatov over here. There's some sort of an inyan of kafui tova, of not being in gratitude, of being ungrateful. Here we have these trees and we're eating from them, and then we're going to go and chop them down. So he said, "Ve'ein roi lecha." Now it's Moshe David Vali. "Ve'ein roi lecha lios kafui tova afilu b'tzomeach." Right? The Torah is teaching us not to be kafui tova, not to be ungrateful, even to a plant. V'chol shekem b'bal chai hamidaber, and certainly to animals and people. But he says, but Lamaisa, why? When it comes to people who can speak, okay, it makes sense. Right? Because a person, if I do good for you and I help you and I do nice things, and then you're ingrateful to me and you're kafei tova to me, so I'm hurt by that, right? I feel it. There's something that so that the Torah doesn't want, right? What's the big deal? I don't understand. If there's a tree, the tree doesn't know anything, it doesn't feel anything, so what's the big deal? I'll pluck a few fruits from it and then I'll destroy it. Like, who cares? Like, what's the idea over here? So listen to what he says over here. This is, mamash, a beautiful idea. Every time I teach sefer Torah Devorah, I, include this concept when we learn this piece over here, because this is what he says. And when a person sees the world this way, you realize there's like so much more going on, around us all the time. We have to be mindful of. There is a sentience. There is an awareness. There is some being that exists together with every single plant, with every single blade of grass. There's not even a blade of grass down here that does not have its own spiritual, shoresh, its own spiritual source in Shemayim, like an angel, that is dedicated to that blade of grass. That means that, everything that we see all around us, all the time, everything has something behind it. It has, again, it's not conscious, it's not sentient, it's not alive, that rock or that tree. However, there is a being, there is a sentient essence to this thing which exists. And it's this malach who gets upset. It's the malach of this tree who sees that we're taking fruit from it and then ruining it. It's like, and if we ruin something, it's like we're taking this person's kingdom away from him. There's a malach whose job it is to focus on this tree or on this blade of grass or on this creature, and when I destroy it, so now I've ruined this malach. And this creates a kitrug. This creates a prosecution in Shemayim. There's a malach now up there in Shemayim who's upset at us and goes to Hashem when we do something wrong, or goes to Hashem when there's a kitrug, when there's a prosecution raised on us, and says, oh, look over here, look what this person's midah is. He ate from my tree and then he went ahead and just destroyed it. And listen to what he says here. The nezek that is caused by these entities, these spiritual entities causing us harm in retribution for what we've done to them, is much, much greater than the nezek, than the damage that comes to us from physical problems. Yeah, right? But we don't know that this is what's going on. Right? So a person doesn't realize that when they crush an ant for no reason, or when they rip up a plant for no reason, or they ruin something without any justification, so they don't realize that they've created this prosecution in Shemayim, and then something zaps them, something hurts them, they get Yisurim, and they have no idea that it's because they did this thing, because this malach had this grudge against him for doing this idea. And the Torah is telling us with this mitzvah, be smart, be chachamdik about this. So he says, and that's the kind of the idea behind this mitzvah. On a simple level, he tells us now, Al Pi Kabbalah, there's more to it, obviously, right? But the simple level, the simple understanding we have to realize is that, the whole world around us, Hashem, yes, it's here for us. It's here for us to enjoy. It's here for us to use. It's here for us to, eat from and drink from, like we've been discussing the past few weeks, as long as we're doing it properly and, with the right spirituality, right? However, we have to treat it with respect. We have to treat it properly. There's an Isser Daraisa of Baltashkes, which Vali is saying, is because we it's like mamish, like Ben Adam L'Chavero. We have to treat the world around us, even the things that we don't assume to be sentient, to be conscious and aware. We have to treat them in that way, and then they, so to speak, won't be out to get us and help us, and be kind of mitzvah at the same time as well. Okay, I hope you found this interesting. This idea gives us chizuk to treat everything that we encounter with respect, and not to be mavazeh in the inanimate world, and certainly kol shkein when it comes to people as well. Okay, have a great El, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.